how I made it to be 100% auto-sufficient when solo moto camping several days in a row. Hello guys, I'm Nata, and after 2 months of solo moto camping around Iceland and Norway, I feel like I found a pretty nice setup with lots of nice gear I want to share with you. So today I'm going to show you the setup I came up with that helps me be 100% auto-sufficient when camping in the wild. So to structure a bit this video, I divided it in 5 parts. Each part representing one of the basic needs of human being in our society. Why I'm saying that, you're gonna see with part 5. Part 1, the shelter. Basic for survival. Part 2, water. Because we all need it for the coffee. I'm joking. Well, half joking. Water, not just to drink, but also to cook, to brush your teeth, and maybe to do some laundry or to wash your dishes. Part 3, of course, the food. What I carry with me on every trip, all those little things I found that save my day. And then the 2 last parts are not basic survival, but kinda. Number 4, power, electricity. Not that we need it 24/7, but at some point we need to charge our phone. If we enjoy making videos or photos, we also need to charge the gear. And maybe we have some other devices that we rely on, like me with my coffee machine, for example. And number 5, you're gonna tell me this is not a basic need, but I don't believe you. Internet. So let's go with part 1, the shelter. So this is how I look like when I just make it to the camping spot and extract myself from the vessel. Then the second thing I usually do is take out all my gear. It's usually so hot and heavy, especially today, it's like 28 degrees. So let's do that before building the tent. The very first thing I always do when I arrive at a campsite is to build the tent. I position it to have a nice view. Today it's really quite nice. And then I have a pretty established routine of where I put everything. So I have a 2-people stand, half for me, half for all my gear. I think I couldn't do with a 1-person tent, because if it's rainy or cold or whatever, everything has to be inside. This one is the Allak 2 from Hillenberg. This is my new house. So inside it's quite spacious. Right now it's a bit destroyed. Please ignore that. It has 2 doors, a really big ventilation, and also, to be honest, makes me feel safe to have view to almost everything. And then let's start to build the indoor of my house. 3 things I always keep in the tent, even when I fold it, are my little USB lamp, so it's always at hand in case I arrive at night at some camping. Then here in the pocket I have heated pads in case it's really cold. I don't have to go search for them in my motorbike. They're always here with me to put in my sleeping bag, like in the feet, and warm it up. And a little plastic bag with toothbrush, and I also forgot the name of this other thing. English is not my mother tongue. So in case I arrive super late or it's rainy, windy or whatever, I know I already have those things with me in the tent and I don't need to go open 300 bags to find them in the motorbike. I always take my motorbike jacket as some sort of pillow that I'm gonna place here for my head. It's gonna lift a little bit my head, but I'm gonna leave it under the mattress. And then on the other side, I will keep all the packing. So this is the tent. Then we go with the sleeping bag. I have a 3-season one that goes till supposedly -5, but I wouldn't recommend to use it in less than 5 degrees. But it's good enough, because if it would be 0 or minus, I probably wouldn't want to do moto camping. This sleeping bag is from Mammut, quite a famous brand. These are the specifications. Then I have this really cool mattress from Sea to Summit, ultralight air R, whatever this means. What I love about it is that it packs super small and it has this little bag to fill it with air. Way easier than blowing it into it with your mouth. So you just clip this on. This is not sponsored. I paid it and very expensive. There's just a little bit of air like this. You already have a bag full of air, and you do this like 5 times and that's it. I'm gonna come and place it here on top of my little gear pile. And ready we are. So this is it for the shelter. It's pretty straightforward, nothing special. My tent is 100% waterproof. I've been in crazy storm with it and it's absolutely amazing. So now let's talk about part 2, the water. But for that, let's go somewhere else. Near a beautiful lake or maybe a waterfall or even a river and have a swim. Let's go. Part number 2, the most important to survive: water. So of course, if you can, when you wild camp, you try to find a place like this one, so you have infinite of water for many reasons. One, of course, to drink and cook, but also to wash yourself or to wash yourself, brush your teeth, wash your hair, have a kind of shower, etc. But if water is not available, I have 2 places on my motorbike where I keep water. The first and most important one is 2 liters that I put here at the back of my bike, and I can then access it from the bottom and use it to drink, cook, wash my hands or whatever. And then I also always have an extra one with me here on the side. That is 600 milliliters if I'm not wrong, where I usually do warm tea to keep me warm during the cold rides, or just keep cold water for the same opposite when it's hot and I want a fresh drink. And as you can see, today was the perfect water day. I washed my hair and we did a proper laundry. So in places like here in Norway, of course, water is abundant. Everywhere you will find a lake, a waterfall, or something like that. And in the fuel stations, you often find an actual water tap with drinkable water, so you can fill all your stuff before you go to remote locations. But if I would be going to another country where water in nature is not safe to drink, I would take with me a filter. I don't have mine here with me, but my friend took his, so I'm going to show you how a filter looks like. So this is how it looks like. We have the exact same one, so I already know how to use it. This one is super practical because when you're not using it, it really doesn't take any space. So you just fill the bottle with water, and then here in the tap you have the filter. To be honest, it's a filter that is quite basic. It's good enough for water in Europe, but I wouldn't go to Africa with this. There's another one that is really super effective with a lot of layering of different materials and everything, that you can literally drink any water from anywhere in the world, and then you press through and the water that comes out is filtered, and that's it. And it really doesn't take any space. It's really cool. Let's see if I die. Since I made this video, I got one new tool. This guy, a super fancy filter. So it comes as a bottle, so you can filter and then directly drink from here. I've never used it, it's the first time. So you have two parts. The part where you put the water, the dirty water, and then here is the proper filter, and then the water comes out here by pressure, goes through the filter, and then here you get your drinkable water by obviously pressing down and forcing the water through the filter. So I've never tried it. Let's try it out together. Okay, now I guess I just have to press this down. Oh wow, it's hard. Oh yeah, it works. The water is coming out. Okay. I guess that's time to see if we trust our filter. It feels completely crazy to me to think that just some material, some different metals and stones and stuff can actually filter water. It's crazy. Just by pushing the water through the right elements, the water becomes drinkable. It's just insane. It seems too easy, kind of magic almost. But yeah, this guy to wild camp, 100% recommended. No, it's not sponsored. It cost me a lot. I think it cost me like €100. And the filters are also expensive. It's like, I think 20-25 euros each filter. And you can use them, if I'm not wrong, 500 times, something like that. Okay, let's go make a coffee with that water. So step 1, I use the water I have with me. If I run out of water, I use the water I have around me, which I would then boil for at least 5-10 minutes. I usually would use that more for cooking and keep the other one for drinking. And then last resource, I would use the filter if the water really looks a bit sketchy. Ooh. Okay, this was all about water. I'm gonna have a swim now, and then let's go to part 3, the food, in another location. Yay! We made it in the water. It's less romantic than it looks. It's super muddy and it feels really weird. Oh, this is so nice. Bye bye, beautiful place. Bothering anyone? Looks like not. Okay, nice. Guys, we officially arrived. And here we are in one more super cute wild camping spot. The perfect one to show you what type of food I carry with me and where I keep it on my bike. Let's go. So I typically carry my food in 2 places. Here at the front I have all the snacks and the small food, and then here at the back down I have the food that requires a bit more cooking. So let me take it all out and show you. But before I forget, the most important part comes here. This guy is my coffee machine. So I typically have 4 types of food I use for lunch and dinner. One of them is noodle soup. Super easy to do with just boiled water. Second one is a new one I just discovered in Switzerland. It's rösti, but completely ready. You just put it in the pan, warm it up, and it's ready. It's kind of a Spanish tortilla, but without the eggs. So it's basically just potato. Third one, super important for me because I'm gluten-free.
so I cannot have like sandwich and that kind of things on the road. Tuna salad. So it's not just a tuna can, it's really a salad. It already has all the flavor and veggies and everything. You really just open and eat it. This is really my lifesaver when I'm on the road and I just want a quick snack for lunch anywhere on the road. I just stop the bike and eat. And last one, obviously, dry food. Same as the noodle soup, you just pour hot water in it. Wait 8 minutes and then it's ready to eat. And those ones are super nice because they're big. This one has 700 calories, so that's amazing after a long day riding. And then this is not really food, obviously. I have my coffee machine with me. I can boil water and pour it in, and then I can do infinite amount of coffee, but I can also put just cold water in it, and then this will boil the water and make the coffee. If I use it like that, the battery lasts for about 2 coffees. So that's perfect for me alone on the road for one morning. It's now connected to my bike, to my USB charger, because as soon as I'm going to ride, I'm going to charge it up for the next morning because it's now quite low battery. And then keep the coffee for it here in this bag, in one of those super practical plastic reusable bags that stands. So when I do the coffee, it actually stands and it's super practical to do. And then here I have my snack. Let me take them out and show them to you. So this is how my snack situation typically looks like. I have some kind of granola bar. Again, everything is gluten-free for me, but those are like nut bars or sesame bars, all those kind of sweet things I can just open and eat on the road. Then I also have this guy. I don't like too much the fact that it has so much plastic to throw away each time, but it's so practical to pack and keep out of the fridge. It's a smoothie or just like different type of fruits. It's a really good way to get some vitamins while you're on the road. I always have with me this kind of energy little things, more as a backup. This one is probably with me since like 6 months or a year. It's really like if I'm suddenly in the middle of nowhere and feel bad and need like an energy boost. I also have salty things. My favorite ones, of course, are the sausages and dry meat. So any protein that can be kept out of the fridge for very long is going to come with me at all times. Then I have cheese. If I can, I carry it with me for a few days or a few weeks, depending on the cheese, how it's packed. The Babybels are, of course, super practical because they're all wrapped in wax, so they last really long out of the fridge, even more so in this kind of weather. Because I was in a lodge a few days ago, I also have boiled eggs. I just bought a pack of 6 eggs and boiled them all, so you can keep them out of the fridge for a few days. So here we are with boiled eggs for my breakfast tomorrow. At the moment I have this type of crackers with me that are getting slowly destroyed in the bike. That would be my alternative to just bread. In Scandinavia they do this kind of seed cracker thing that are super practical to eat with some meat, some sausages, or just the eggs or whatever in the morning. So I carry this with me, but yeah, they are getting a bit destroyed at the moment. And this is pretty much it when it comes to food. Of course, I sometimes also stop in fuel stations or in restaurants along the road to get some warm cooked meals. But when I'm wild camping, this is really what I rely on, and I love to carry with me a lot of different food. So I know that if I'm stuck anywhere or if I arrive super tired, super late somewhere, if it's raining and I need to eat in the tent, I cannot boil water, this kind of situation, I know I have food. I have food for all type of situation at all time. So that's all when it comes to food. Now let's ride to a different camping spot and tell you about the next part. Hey, bye-bye, cute place. Let's go.
Guys, this is the perfect sunny location to show you my full setup around power and electricity. Why sunny? Because I have solar panels with me. But let me first show you the basics. Let's go to the bike. So as everyone, I have a USB charger on my motorbike. I decided to install a triple entry one. So I have 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. This allows me to have more gear charging at the same time while I'm riding. And to charge my phone, I finally installed a wireless charger. Oh my god, what a life changer. No more cables hanging around. Maybe they fall out, maybe they break. They often would break against my tank bag actually. So I don't have the need of cable anymore for my phone, and it's a life changer. The best about it is that it ensures me that anywhere I'm gonna camp, I'm gonna arrive with my phone 100% charged, and I don't need my power bank or anything to charge it. So that's really cool. Talking about power bank, let me show you. But first, let's use this beautiful sun for one more thing. This is not directly related to power, but definitely to the power of the sun. I often use my invisible stick from the Insta360 camera as a bar to dry my stuff. It comes in really handy. Ta-da! And now let me take you to the tent where I am charging all my gear at the moment with solar panels. This is probably the best gear I added to my setup. Oh my god, I didn't know it exists. They're super small. I mean, they're still bulky for a motorbike trip, but I use them literally daily, and they actually really charge quite fast. You have to keep moving them a little bit all the time to make sure they face the sun in the perfect angle, but they really, really work. I charge all my gear every morning with this. So it's 4 panels that you can then just fold like this to pack them, and I usually take advantage of my boots that are really high and steady to hold the panels. We have here the little box with a USB-A entry if you want to charge your gear directly with the panel, or this cable that goes to my power bank from the same brand. They are both the panel and the power bank from OmniCharge. I love this one. It felt really big at the beginning, but now I'm used to it because it has a wireless charger for the phone here. If you need, you can just put it on it. It has an actual normal outlet that I often use for my laptop, and then it has 2 USB-A and 1 USB-C. So the good thing about this is that you have your power bank charging your gear, and at the same time the panels charging your power bank. So at the moment I charge 2 cameras and the coffee machine, and I am still at 100% charged with my power bank. This little screen comes in really handy to see what's going on. So it's blinking a bit. I cannot find a way to show you this without blinking. Maybe a picture. Maybe this one. Not amazing, but you got the idea. So at the moment it's charging at 22 watts, which is really good. It's strong sun. Max would be like 25. And this probably could charge my phone about 7 times, so it's quite a big power bank. So this is my current setup. I have the solar panels here facing the sun as much as possible, so I move them around the camping every now and then. The cable going to my power station. I put a little bucket with snow that has a metal part underneath to cool it down because it was heating a lot. This is also quite warm. And then the shortest cable I could find to have more power to fuel my battery. It's not perfect. The power bank charges approximately half as fast as the laptop uses the battery. So that means I would run out of battery faster than I can recharge. But I'm also not on my computer 20 hours in a row. So for now, I've been surviving. I've been editing a YouTube video on my computer the entire morning. Since maybe 11 a.m. till now, it's like 4 or 5. So for now, pretty good setup. I can survive with this weather condition in this situation. Just a second here to say that this is probably the culmination of the perfect life I was looking for. Being able to do my job from wherever and have this as a view while working. And one thing I didn't show you are the cables I use. I have those ones with USB-C and also with USB-A that I just found on AliExpress that are super practical on the motorbike, actually, on the USB charger on the bike, and then to my tank bag or my side bag to charge the things while riding, because they don't just hang around and risk to get hooked in something. They just move with the movement of the bike. And I also have a few really extra long ones if I want to, for example, charge the camera I'm using on my helmet while I'm riding if I have a very long day and the battery is off. But I don't use that very often. I usually just stick to those ones. They're really, really very practical. I love them. So that's my setup for power. It's not obviously 100% efficient all the time. If it would be raining a lot, I would get issue charging my stuff. I would have to rely just on what I can charge while riding with my USB chargers, which is also an option. And then if I really, really run out of power, I would just stop in a coffee shop or maybe even overnight in a hotel or something like that and fully recharge all my gear and my power bank. And now let's go to the last part, the internet. Hello, reindeer. And here we are at the last camping spot of this video to tell you about the last point. Part number 5, the internet. I am currently wild camping in Norway at the Russian border, and I still have 4G. It's not 5G, it's 4G, but we are in Europe, and for internet I usually rely just on my phone datas. I have a Swiss European plan, so basically I have unlimited datas in Switzerland and a certain amount in Europe, which is usually enough for me to use for my GPS and then to work on social medias and to hotspot my computer when needed during the month. So typically a day like today, I would be hotspotting my 4G in that case to my computer to have internet there also. If I'm traveling out of Europe, the best solution I came up with is to just use an eSIM. It's super easy to buy online and to install on your phone once you've done it once. You pick one company and then you just go with that same company all the time. It's super easy. They all have an app. You can just pick your country, and once you install the first eSIM, then it's the same SIM getting installed again for different countries. I've been using in the past a company called Jetpack because they are a bit cheaper, but the disadvantage is that they don't have yet all countries in the world. And I've also been using one of the most famous one and one of the most reliable one called iRollo. The biggest advantage of that one is that it's just very reliable and they cover almost all countries in the world. Unfortunately, in my little tent, I did not find yet a way to get the Starlink like you can do when you have a van. So for now, this is the only solution I came up with. And if I really need strong Wi-Fi for some reason, for example, to upload my YouTube videos, then I just go to a coffee shop or book a night in a hotel. So I'm sure I can use the Wi-Fi from the reception. If you have any other tips and tricks to give me about internet, let me know in comments. I'm really interested about that because I use it a lot for my job. If you enjoyed this video and think it was useful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And now let's go ride and find one more cool wild camping spot. See you in the next one.